All right, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to teach you guys how to generate leads as an apartment locator, but actually in the best way possible so you can avoid having to scroll down YouTube's search algorithm trying to find out which video, which YouTuber will actually show you how to generate apartment locator leads in the best way, in the superior way, with both organic, which is free methods on how to attract leads. So if you're like a noob or you're just starting off, I got your back. And we're going to talk about more advanced digital marketing tactics to attract leads and generate leads in a much more sophisticated way, right? So even if you've been in the business for years, this video will definitely help you take your lead gen to the next level. And if you're just starting off, the first thing we're going to talk about is organic leads and free ways to generate leads as an apartment locator. So whether or not you're new or you're super advanced, this video is going to be value packed, so you might as well watch it all the way to the end, because just like in every other industry and business, the lead gen in your marketing is the most important department or aspect of your business. It's really the lifeblood on you working that day, right? There's no leads, you can't work. So let's get started and let's talk about lead gen through free organic platforms right now. All right, so I bet you're wondering if I'm going to teach you all about how to post on TikTok to generate leads as a real estate agent. You might be thinking if I'm going to show you how to scale up an Instagram page and build your followers, that way you can generate leads. And that tactic, right? Actually false. Right? I do not recommend starting an Instagram page and building up followers just to get DMs and lead gen that way, right? I also don't recommend building up an organic TikTok following as a solo agent to generate leads as a real estate agent, really in any kind of niche that you're focusing on as a real estate agent, but especially not apartment locating, right? That probably sounds wild to you because you see accounts doing that right now in the present in 2022. Right? But the reason you wouldn't do that is because you're a solo agent. You're not a brokerage firm and you're not a company, right? So even though building an Instagram page and building followers, posting good content on those platforms and on TikTok might sound like a good deal with long-term returns, right? As a solo agent, your only actual goal should be generating leads fast and then closing them for thousands of dollars like today or tomorrow, not a year or two down the line. Right? So no, I'm not going to sit here and then tell you that you need to invest in a $4,000 camera and every twice or 3 times a week, go take videos of apartment complexes and images and build up an Instagram page or a TikTok page, right? Because that would be rather foolish, especially as a solo agent. So instead of all of that noise, I'm actually going to just tell you how to start making money right away as a solo agent, in the understanding that you're not a brokerage firm, you're just a real estate agent with maybe 1 or 2 assistants, and you're trying to make money in lead gen right now so you can make money tomorrow. All right, so let's get started. All right, so if it's your first year in the industry or so, and you're a brand new real estate agent and you're focusing on apartment locating, the number one thing to do for free organic lead gen is to find a brokerage firm that actually focuses on your niche of apartment locating, right? So a big mistake would be to go to a giant realty firm that doesn't really truly understand what apartment locating is, because they won't have business structure set up, right? Like vendor agreements or marketing permissions or just a general understanding on how things work. So they might not collect for you. Right? So the first thing to do is find a brokerage firm that actually knows what apartment locating the business is, because that way, not only will you have better support and things will work, generally speaking, more seamlessly because everything is already set up. But as far as lead gen, a broker that specializes in this niche will almost always, if you pay a decent split and they have an office for you, will actually provide leads that you can piggyback off of, right? It's very standard in this business that apartment locating focused brokerage firms will provide like a handful of leads every single day to all their sponsored agents, right? So if you're just starting off, find a brokerage firm that actually understands your business. And that's the number one thing to do when generating leads, right? Because they're just going to give you leads for free because that's what these companies do. So you might as well take advantage and piggyback off of that, right? And guys, we're talking 2 or 3 referrals that are closed could be $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000, which covers all of your bills, just piggybacking off of your broker's leads for free while you start learning more about digital marketing and lead gen, so then you can generate and close your own leads, right? So the first thing to do is find a brokerage firm that knows the business and piggyback off of all of their free leads. If they're making you show up to the office to give you free leads, then just show up for your first couple of months, right? So that's how you would do that. That's the first thing to do with organic marketing. All right. The second thing to do is to set up your own advertising on free organic platforms that don't actually cost money to post an ad and then hopefully get some leads, right? So the first really big marketplace would be Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, right? It's actually a free way on posting ads that describe super hot deals in your current local market. So that way you get traffic to your ad and then they contact you, which in turn becomes the lead for you as an apartment locator. Now, the thing with Marketplace though is that their algorithm is very, very picky and very precious. So what do I mean by that, right? You don't want to overpost on Marketplace at all, out of all the other free platforms, because Facebook's very picky like that. So if you are going to try to piggyback and leverage Marketplace for free leads, don't post. I tell my students to not post more than like 10 or 15 ads ever. Over the 15 ad mark is where it starts getting very flaggy and you can lose privileges and something can happen in your account where you get put into Marketplace jail. That's very, very annoying because it takes 2 to 4 or 6 weeks to get out of Marketplace jail if you're posting too much, right? So to avoid all of that in general, just don't post more than 10 or 15 ads on Marketplace. And if you're not really seeing a lot of traffic and a lot of leads that are coming from that platform, Marketplace, then that means you need to just delete your old ads and then repost an ad that is more attractive. Like maybe they have a bigger move-in special, or maybe the building is nicer, or maybe they're just running some limited time thing, right? So instead of posting more on Marketplace, you would delete more and then repost better ads, right? So that's what you would do with Marketplace. Keep that in mind. Now, the second platform we're going to talk about is actually Craigslist. And I know Craigslist isn't like the most professional marketplace to go ahead and generate leads, but with apartment locating, it just works. I mean, it's been tried and proven several times over. I've actually seen entire brokerage firms just run off of like hundreds of Craigslist posting to supply leads to like dozens of sponsored agents, right? So Craigslist does work for generating leads for free as an apartment locator. You're just gonna have to post much more than any other platform because tons of firms and solo agents are actually doing that, right? So with Craigslist, what's cool is that you can basically post a lot. You can post like 10 ads every single day, and that's sort of the sweet spot that I teach my students to post, right? Is like 10 ads a day. At the end of 30 days, your ads only stay active on Craigslist for 30 days, right? So if you're posting 10 ads a day for 30 days, that's 300 active ads, and that is enough to get like a lot of lead gen as a solo agent and for your assistants, right? So I tell my students to not post more than 10 a day, because if you do if you get greedy and you start posting 20 ads a day, you will probably get flagged. And when you get flagged on Craigslist, you still have the ability to post, but your postings don't show up. They get flagged, right? So just stay with 10 ads a day on Craigslist, and that is sort of the cap. That's sort of where you want to be, is like 10 ads a day on Craigslist, and that'll generate plenty of leads. Honestly, you could probably make $10,000 a month just off of doing that on Craigslist for free. Now, if you're a paid student of mine, I actually teach you how to code for a Craigslist auto poster, which does exactly what it sounds like it would do, right? It'll just post Craigslist postings for you automatically. So that is the ultimate way to post on Craigslist. But I only share that with my paid students because it's like so valuable. It'll make you thousands of dollars on autopilot. So that is, if you're interested in setting up a Craigslist auto poster, then click the link below this video and see about how I can help you set that up. It does take some time, like a couple hours, but it's so worth it when you make thousands of dollars every single month without doing the work manually, right? But if you don't want to check out the link below, then just post manually 10 ads a day if you can build the discipline to do that, and you will generate your own leads for free. So that is how that is done. And like I said, I've seen whole entire brokerage firms do nothing but free Craigslist ad postings to generate leads for like 20 agents in a firm. So it definitely works if you're trying to market by yourself. And then that covers that, right? So now let's talk about more more like outside of the box ways to generate leads that maybe it's not exactly free, but it's so low cost that we might as well call it organic marketing, right? So one thing I would do when I first started off my first year or two as an apartment locator is I would actually visit properties. Like I would go escort my clients to properties. I made a video over there on how, to the right of me, on how if you actually escort and like do in-office appointments and go show property with your clients, then you actually, that's like the inferior way to work. But sometimes it's required at some firms, but you do close at a higher ratio. But overall, we determined in that video to the right of me that it is an inferior way of working, but sometimes it has to be done. And if you're starting off, I do recommend escorting your clients to buildings like your first 2 months to really get used of what your industry is all about. So within the 2 or 3 month period where you're starting off and you're doing escorts to get more used to your business and to close at a higher rate, like you might as well talk to the leasing staff on site and build a relationship with them and just give them like $50 gift cards and start buying them pizza or Chipotle like once or twice a week. This is like a $20 expense, right? But the reason you do this is because most people and most agents don't when they go take their clients on tour. So if you start like investing in pizza Fridays for them for $20 and just give them a $50 gift card, you're going to make a giant impact because no one really does that. And the thing is, when these buildings get clients that actually walk in, like renters wanting to rent an apartment, it's just one building, right? So sometimes they might not have the right budget that walk-in needs, or sometimes the move-in date, that there's just no availability on when they need to move in. It happens all the time, right? So if you wow someone like a leasing agent that works on site or a building and just give them $50 gift cards and start buying them pizza every week, eventually they're going to remember you, and all you have to do is just ask them to give you the leads that they're normally wasting because they don't have the right budget, or they don't have the right move-in date, and they don't have the right whatever, right? Instead of wasting those leads and telling them nothing's available, you would just have them send them off to you and have the walk-in shoot you a text. This works like crazy because even if you get like 1 or 2 closings for the month, like if in 30 days they refer you 1 or 2 clients that you later lease to another apartment, we're talking $1,000 or $2,000 a month that you can make from a referral from a walk-in without you even having to spend money on paid ads or be there or post on Craigslist, right? So if you can just close 1 or 2 referrals, that's like $2,000, right? So when you factor in the cost of buying them pizza every Friday, that's like $20 a week times 4, it's like $80. And then a couple $50 gift cards. So you're getting the picture. You're only really investing a couple $100s to wow these people, build a relationship, and they're gonna give you just 1 or 2 referrals every single month, which end up being thousands of dollars for you, right? And no one does this except for like me and my students. So if you do that in your local market, that's a really, really low cost way to actually get referrals without having to post online, without having to run paid ads. These leads are super like on the go, ready to sign because they just walked in looking for an apartment, but they didn't have availability. So the point is these people are already driving around looking for apartments. So when you get a call or a text from these people, they're ready to close right away. Right, so all you got to do is just pull up your database, send them a list, takes you like 2 minutes, and then you might make $1,000 or $2,000. This whole tactic maybe takes a couple $100s to get going. It's a great organic way, I would call it, to generate leads as an apartment locator. So you can just do that, right? Now let's talk about another unorthodox way to generate leads organically or at a very, very low cost. Let's talk about it going to Vistaprint.com, right? So if you go to Vistaprint.com, you can actually print out a lot of custom brochures that look super fancy because they have templates for all of that. So you don't have to be like a product designer. You can just go to Vistaprint, jump on some of their brochures, the templates, and then put all of your information on how to contact you and your brokerage firm on the brochure template. They walk you through it if you visit Vistaprint.com. And then what you could do is you could put something in your brochure that says that whoever refers you a client or whoever works with you to find an apartment, then you'll rebate them back their application fee, like limited time only for the next month, right? So you can do something like that, put it in the brochure, and then just give out the brochures to properties every single time you are trying to connect with them and build a relationship via the last tactic that we just talked about, right? So, you know, for like a couple $100, you can get like 1,000 brochures at Vistaprint and then just hand them out like for your whole entire real estate career. You can just have a bunch of brochures to give out to new leasing agents and on-sites that you build relationships with. And so it's just a really great way to have everything professionally done in a brochure, and you didn't even really put a lot of time into it because it's a template on Vistaprint, right? So that is another really great way of doing that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and come back to this thought once we talk about more advanced digital marketing, like paid ads tactics. I'm gonna come back to the brochure and show you how it's actually relevant to do something. I just wanted to introduce a concept and not bombard you right now. So once we move on to the paid ads section, I will come back to this brochure tactic and then show you how you can do this in an even better way, right? It's actually really exciting. So definitely watch the rest of this video. All right, so let's talk about more advanced digital marketing tactics on how to generate leads as an apartment locator. And then we might come back and then touch on some of the organic tactics that we just talked about, and then show you how those two combine and then just make epic lead gen possible for you. All right, so first let's talk about a couple paid ads tactics, right? Like non-organic, we're actually putting money in as an investment and then getting leads back in return, which is like an ROI, right? A return on our investment. All right, so without going into a whole entire course on how to run paid ads as an apartment locator, because this is just a single YouTube video, let me just give you one of the easiest concepts to understand as a digital marketer and as someone who knows how to run paid ads, right? One of the most effective things for you guys to understand and utilize is basically the power of a lead magnet. This is a term that like advanced digital marketers such as myself and my students actually study, and then we use this into our advantage to generate leads in a much higher way, right? So what the heck is a lead magnet, right? That's probably what you're asking if you've never heard the term before. A lead magnet is exactly what it sounds like, right? It's something that you give to a cold lead or someone that has just looked into your company for the first time and they don't know anything about you. You're giving them something in exchange for their contact info, which when you have their contact info and you know they're interested, then that's a lead, right? So that's what a lead magnet is, right? It's something you give to someone else that doesn't know you that attracts them to give you their contact info, thus becoming a lead, right? So what are some things that we can think of right now as a lead magnet, right? Think about your kind of clientele if you're an apartment locator, all right? If you're an apartment locator, like your clientele probably are people that maybe they've moved from a different city into your current city, right? That's what would probably naturally happen if you think about, you know, where your niche clientele are at in the process of you helping them, right? So they might be coming from another city into your city and they're brand new and they don't really know the city. So then they're going to work with an agent to help them find an apartment, right? Maybe it's a local that just wants to work with an agent to get the best pricing on an apartment, right? So you need to understand the journey your customers go through, right? But with those two scenarios being in place, we need to think to ourselves right now, and I'm actually kind of doing this live as we speak, but what would be a good lead magnet to give someone that just moved into your city or the market you work as an agent if they've never been here before and they're looking for an apartment, right? I would probably guess, I don't know, if I was moving into the city that I didn't know, I'd probably want like super hot destinations to like hang out and have fun. I would probably want to know all the great spots downtown, right? That's what I would want to know if I was new to a city. And then what's the third thing that I would want to know? I'd probably want to know like the crime maybe in different parts in areas of the city, right? We got to be careful with that one because of fair housing, but that's what I would want to know. So yeah, those are three things, right? So if I would want to know that if I was moving into a city, wouldn't it be cool if you were working with a real estate agent and they gave you maybe like an ebook or something, like 2 or 3 page ebook that showed you all of the hot attractions downtown in this city, and then all the fun things to do around the city, and then like the crime ratings around your city as well, right? And then maybe where all the bougie apartments are, and then where all the most affordable apartments are, right? I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head, but that would be probably something really easy and quick that we could generate as a lead magnet to just give the people in exchange for them to become a lead for us, right? So how do we actually get this done live? Off the top of my head, why don't we just do that together right now, and we can at least make one lead magnet together, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna pull up Microsoft Word, and I'm gonna show you how to make a really dope lead magnet, like super quick off the top of my head with no rehearsing, okay? Because there's always a way to get things done, and there's always a way to make a lead magnet, even if you've never done it before, right? So let's just do this together right now live. All right, let's just go to Google and say, I don't know, let's say we're trying to make a lead magnet for Austin, since like that's the market I work the most, right? So I would say like, I don't know, top things to do in Austin, right? Let's just Google that and see what happens. TripAdvisor, I bet TripAdvisor would be a good source. Austin City Guide, this one's more local, so let's just go ahead and click on this. I don't know, top 25 things to do in Austin, right? I wouldn't give people a whole bunch of stuff, because like giving them too much on a lead magnet would actually hurt you, and people just don't care that much, right? But maybe the top 3 or 5 we could do, right? So check out the world famous Congress Bridges Bats. Okay, that's pretty cool. In Austin's most popular tourist attraction for a reason. Okay, so let's just take inspiration from this article, right? I never really recommend copying and pasting anything, because I mean that's just sort of lame and disrespects the like the main source creditor, right? We have to give him credit. So what you could do is like definitely we're gonna cite this source too when we make our own lead magnet, so we're not just copying people, and then we're gonna rephrase a lot of this stuff, right? But I mean, everyone knows that the Congress Bridge is famous for bats. So it's not like we're really copying. Let's just not like straight up copy and paste, because that's kind of lame. So let's just go ahead and copy that and then pull up like a Word document. All right, I just pulled up Google Docs, whatever, same thing, right? All right, so check out the world famous Congress Bridges bats. All right, that's one. Let's get like 2 more or so, just really fast. All right, ride in style on a hearsay limo tour with haunted ATX. What? That's dope. I did not even know that. Yo, did you hear that? Ride in style on a limo tour with haunted ATX. That sounds fun. We should do that. All right, I'm doing this live, so I'm like talking to my girlfriend across the room as I do this live. All right, let's just paste that. That looks cool. I'm about to do that this weekend. You want to do that this weekend? All right, let's do it. Ride in style on a limo. That is actually really cool. I like haunted stuff. All right. So now, what's another one? Take a splash with Austin Duck Adventures. Nah, let's find a better one. Blow your mind out. Wander Spaces. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna copy that one. That's cool. I like that. Oh, so they're by real artists. All right, let's go ahead and paste that there. And then what else are we gonna look for? Let's go down. Breakout of prison plus more at the escape game. What? That is super cool. Snap some. I want to get some more like historical stuff. Snap some selfies when you tour the Texas State Capitol. Lame. Dine at the best Austin restaurants. Okay, that's cool. Tour some Austin's legendary breweries. Yeah, the breweries might be cool to include. So what we can do too is we can copy this link here, because it seems like it'll just link back to it. And that's actually fine for a lead magnet, because like then we're definitely not copying if like it's gonna lead back to the same like source site. So I like that. So let's paste that and the link. I know this looks terrible right now, but I'm going to show you how to get this done like a boss. All right, so let's go back up. Dine at the best Austin restaurants. Definitely you'd want the best restaurants for sure. So let's copy that, and then that should be it for cool things to do. So that is it. And then let's just like title this like, I don't know, like cool things about the city. That's like the first chapter in our lead magnet, right? And then the second one will be like, let's just Google this randomly and say like Austin, Texas crime ratings. I don't know. Austin, Texas crime rates and statistics. Neighborhood Scout. All right, that's perfect. I don't even know this existed, really. Okay. Austin, Texas crime rates. And by the way, guys, if you're noticing, it's not about knowing everything. It's just about knowing how to get things done, right? So it's not like I'm really familiar with this website or anything I'm looking at right now live, but I know that other people would find it valuable, and I know what a lead magnet is because I study digital marketing, and I know how to put this stuff together so that way I can generate leads, right? So it's not about being a genius. It's about knowing how your business model works and knowing what a lead magnet is and knowing how to put this together so you can start generating leads and closing apartments for thousands of dollars each. All right, so let's see if this is a good site. Reported total, property crime rate, reported total, United States crime rates, Austin, Texas, popular neighborhoods in Austin. I don't know if this is a good resource. Demographics, maybe. Oh, it is. It is. I see what they're doing here. Demographics, real estate, overview. So let's go to crime. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, safest Austin neighborhoods: Bear Creek, Belterra, Hayes, Hamilton, Spanish Oaks, Park, Spicewood, Brushy, Del Valley, Grandview Hills. Grandview Hills! Yo, that's funny. I know where that is. All right, Shady Hollow. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead. Honestly, this is probably enough. Let's link back to this as a button for them. So let's just hit copy. And then we'll put like safety ratings and safe neighborhoods. So what we can do is we can like, let's paste that. And then like above, let's do a no and be like, make this a button. Make this a pretty button. And I'll show you, I'll explain what I mean by these little notes here later when I show you how to get this done like a boss. And then what I would do now is I would just like screenshot. I would just screenshot like that too. Like this would be good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and screenshot this. So once this is screenshotted, I would put it right here. Wow, look how easy that was. So cool. So we got the safety ratings and safe neighborhoods. We are currently making a lead magnet. Cool things about the city. Okay, what was the other thing that I said? I forgot what I said earlier. We got safety ratings and safe neighborhoods. We got cool things to do in restaurants. And then what else would I want? Is that it? Do you remember what I said earlier in this video? Dang it. What would you want? What would you want if you were like a new renter and you were going into a city, like a new city? Other than like safety ratings and like safe neighborhoods and then like cool restaurants and cool things to do. Oh, like greenery stuff? Nice. Greenery. I would not have known. All right. So greenery, locations, and nature stuff. All right, cool. That would be a good one. So let's go ahead and Google that. Green nature spots in Austin. Cool. Top 10 best parks and nature attractions in Austin. TripAdvisor. There we go. Barton Springs Pool, Mount Bunnell. Yeah. Congress, Lady Bird Lake. Let's get out of TripAdvisor though. Let's see. Top 10 best natural attractions in Austin's only in your state. Yeah, let's do that. Barton Springs, Barton Creek, Greenbelt, McKinney Falls, Jacobs Well, Enchanted Rock, Hamilton Pool, Mayfield Park. Oh, this is dope. Mount Bunnell, Wild Basin Wilderness Preserve, Inner Space Cavern. Yeah, this is cool. So then I would do this. I would just like basically link this whole entire article, copy, and then let's go here and then say paste, and then above it let's say like make pretty button, right? Make this a pretty button to link to it. And then what we're gonna do is just copy all this stuff. All right. Okay, well, thank you, source. And then let's go ahead and paste that there. Okay. All right, so now let me show you now basically the trick into making this look awesome, and how to do this right. All right, so let's call this lead magnet apartment locator. All right, cool, that's a lead magnet. All right, so here is the trick. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna jump on straight up Fiverr.com and we're gonna pay a freelancer to basically do all this work for us, right? And make it look sweet. So why don't we type in ebook right there, and then let's go ahead and let's sort by best selling so we know that it'll be a quality freelancer. And then I will design professional book cover or ebook cover. I will design book cover, book interior, and ebook cover, Fiverr's choice. Wow, it's a lot of reviews too. An ebook conversion. Okay, so he'll convert it too. It's not just the cover. I will design an eye-catching ebook or Kindle cover with bonus. Cool. So 55 bucks. That says $10. Let's click on that one. All right, press and hold. Let's verify. Cool. And so this is pretty straightforward. 1-day delivery, right? And then this is pretty cool. So high resolution 2D cover with editable source file, 1 stock image included, first draft within 1 day. Yeah, I mean, this is such a short lead magnet that we could probably jump on her cheapest plan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save this, right? And then hit file, download. So you can just, first of all, download it as Microsoft Word, right? That's what I would do. So you can send this girl or this person the file, and then just look at that, 40,000 reviews, top rated seller, right? So what I would do is I would contact her and I would say, what's up? I'm looking to make an ebook for a lead magnet in my business, in my real estate in my real estate business. I hope to get you to paraphrase the text in a Word document that I will share with you, so that way I am not plagiarizing. All right, you get the picture, right? So you would just send her that and then say like, also please make a great cover for this ebook and send me the separate download. Please include an image of Austin, Texas in the cover and in the cover. Yeah, right, that's it. And then say, now you can say, where I noted, make this link a pretty button. Just do so for me so it looks nicer than a URL link. That's it, really, right? So then you would just attach the file that we just downloaded, right? Whatever it is. Okay, attach your file, send this to her, and then pay $10 or $15, and then wait a day. And so what will happen is that she will make you an ebook. She'll make one of these covers custom for you, and then it'll be, you can give her a title if you want, like all about Austin or something. I would be like a renter's perfect guide to Austin, Texas. That's what I would probably tell her to make the cover. I'd be like, make it say a renter's dream guide, Austin, Texas edition. That's what I would do, right? So then she's going to make you a sweet cover, and then go into here and then paraphrase all the text so you're not copying, and then make it look cool in some format, and then make your 3 little sections a really pretty title, right? So now we basically have our lead magnet set in stone. Let me give you an example of what a finished lead magnet actually looks like. I'll just share with you one of mine right now. All right, so here are some of my lead magnets, right? I have a couple lead magnets for you guys too. So if you're looking to switch your real estate career into apartment locating, I made a lead magnet for that to add you value. So that way you guys can give me your contact info. So let's check out the cover, right? If you click on this, this is like the cover they made for me, right? Pierre Maggi, they did that. So that's how it looks like. And then let's show you the actual lead magnet. So boom. As you can see, I put all my social media up here, right? And so this is the Apartment Locator Career Switch Kit. You can actually download this too if you hit the link below this video, if you care about like this lead magnet. But it's showing you how to start as an apartment locator with this career switch kit. So all of this stuff you see here, the design and the pretty text and how everything looks really nice, is basically, you know, it was done for me, the formatting through Fiverr. I just wrote the text like in a really ugly way, like how you see here, but then they cleaned it all up and made it super pretty. So then the same thing will be made for you. And then now you have an awesome lead magnet, which we can use with paid ads and with organic marketing, right? So let me go ahead and explain to you the idea of using a lead magnet even further. All right, congratulations. You just watched me make a whole entire lead magnet with you off the top of my head, and from advice from someone else in this room that you can't see. All right, so now that we have the downloaded version of the lead magnet, what we can do with that lead magnet now is we can go ahead and offer the lead magnet in exchange for like a name and a phone number and an email. So that way you can start generating some leads and closing people. So my first go-to paid platform would be probably a paid Facebook ad, right? So I would run a paid Facebook ad, but actually within my paid ad, I would offer this lead magnet, and my ad would probably look like something like and read like, hey, what's up? If you're looking to rent an apartment, you don't want to miss out on this free asset, right? If you click the link below and put in your info, then I will share with you a free guide on the safest parts of the city, awesome things to do, awesome restaurants, and then where you can find cool nature and greenery spots, all for free in your journey on finding your new home and your new apartment, right? That's what I would make my paid ad say when I would run a paid Facebook ad, and then I would just give them that lead magnet. But before that, I would ask for their name, their number, and their email, right? So that's where you could now, that's how you can now use, you know, a lead magnet inside of your paid ads efforts, right? And as you guys can imagine, lead magnets are very, very powerful, because instead of just running an ad saying, hey, if you need help finding an apartment, I can help you, give me your contact info. Now you're like giving them something, you know, that they will need, and you're saying it's free, which it is free. It's almost like a Jedi mind trick in generating leads, right? You're giving something to someone that's very relevant inside of their process of finding an apartment, and in return, then you're asking for their contact info and for them to work with you, right? So that's the Jedi mind trick. Lead magnets are like Jedi mind tricks on how to generate leads in the best way possible, right? So we just ran through one together, so now you know exactly how to do that. And if you watch this video over to the right, then I basically break down how to run a paid Facebook ad. It takes a lot of time, so for this video I'm not going to walk you through everything, but just watch that video over there, and then you can get an idea on how to set up a paid Facebook ad, right? That's probably the best way to run an ad, in my opinion, as an apartment locator, would be running a paid Facebook ad. And if you run Instagram ads, they're all under the same Facebook Business Manager website portal. So really running an Instagram ad is the same thing as running a Facebook ad. So when I say run a Facebook ad, it includes Instagram by default. All you got to do is hit the check mark that says Instagram. So anyways, that's what I would do. But how this ties into organic marketing is actually very interesting, right? If you have a website or a sales funnel, is really what I strongly recommend, because they're just better, right? If you have a website or a sales funnel, then what you can do is you can offer this lead magnet every single time someone clicks on your website, right? And you can offer the lead magnet in return for their email and their name and their phone number, right? So all you have to really do is integrate this lead magnet that we already have now for free. You can integrate that into your website, and instead of just posting a normal Facebook marketplace ad or Craigslist ad, right? Or giving a brochure, right? What you can do now is in your ad descriptions, even on your free organic marketing, you can just paste the link to your sales funnel or your website, and then just have your website ask them for their info in exchange for the lead magnet, right? So you don't have to run a paid ad to still leverage the advantage of using a lead magnet in your business. You can just offer it on your website by default, right? So what you can do is paste your website link and say, hey, if you, by the way, do your normal ad as if you would any other ad as an apartment locator. Like, we're going to help you for free. We're a brokerage firm. The service doesn't cost you anything. Let us help you find the best deal. But at the bottom of the description, you can say something like, and also if you click the link and check out our website, we're actually giving away a free guide that'll help you find the safest spots in Austin, the best things to do, restaurants. And if you're into greenery and nature and like lake trails and walks, then we'll show you all the awesome spots in the city. You can just grab this guide for free by visiting our website below. So just put that in your ads that are free, and then link them to your website, and then offer them that in exchange for their leads. And then you will see your lead gen increase and become more profitable because you're utilizing the whole Jedi mind trick of using a lead magnet, right? So that's how you do that. If you don't know how to set all that process up, then watch my other video on what the heck is a sales funnel and why they're better than websites. And that'll pretty much explain to you and show you how to set up your own sales funnel, so then that way you can offer that lead magnet, right? And it's very inexpensive. Doing the lead magnet only costs like $20 or so on Fiverr, so it's very easy to do. And then you're just limited to the cost of your website or your sales funnel monthly subscription, which really isn't much, but it's definitely better than spending thousands of dollars in a paid advertising campaign. You can still use lead magnets right now with your free marketing, even if you're a beginner or you don't have a large budget yet with paid ads, because you haven't signed up for my apartment locating masterclass that's below this video. So check out the link and check out what I could do for you and how I can teach you become the best apartment locator in your local market by checking out the link below to my program. All right, but anyways, let's talk about the last pretty big asset or resource that you would use as a digital marketer to generate leads in the best way possible, right? So this one's kind of tricky. This one's kind of like a trick answer, right? So the last thing we're going to talk about on how to generate leads in a more advanced digital marketing way would be to not generate leads, right? It sounds kind of ridiculous, right? Because I'm telling you the best way to generate leads with this tactic is to not generate new leads, right? What does that actually mean, right? What I mean by that is you would use a sophisticated piece of software called a CRM. Right? So when you use a CRM, you're basically storing all of the leads that you have generated in the past into this software called a CRM, or a customer relationship machine, or a client relations machine, whatever you want to call it. It's a software that stores all of your previous leads, name and number and email address, right? So what's super cool about a CRM is that if you have already been generating leads in the past and saving their name and their email and their contact info inside of your CRM, you can legally blast thousands or all of your leads that you've worked or generated in the past. You can blast them in email or a text, right? Why is that such a big deal, right? It's a big deal because, for one, it's actually illegal to send hundreds or thousands of emails and texts without your clients opting into your CRM. So it's illegal, so you couldn't even do that. Even if you saved previous leads info on a piece of paper, that doesn't count. You have to filter them through a CRM and have them opt in, right? So it's awesome because you can just follow up with so many more people, all of your leads in the past, legally, right? The second cool thing about working with a CRM and being able to blast auto communicate with them is because people that rent an apartment, aka your clientele as an apartment locator, You know, the leases only last 10 months or 12 months or 14 months, right? So you can release the same client that you've already put in effort to generate from the past again a year later, right? So that's super huge. And that's what I actually mean by the best way to generate leads is to not generate leads, because you already generated them from the past. So working with the CRM allows you to recommunicate with old leads, not new leads, and then make them new leads, because you're going to recontact them and you're going to release them to another apartment. Now you're probably asking yourself, what if they don't want to lease another apartment, right? Well, they're probably ready to buy a house, which means you can still be their realtor, because as an apartment locator, you're a licensed real estate agent. So you may very well generate a home buying lead if you contact an old lead from the past, which will net you like 10 grand, right? It's even better if they want a home instead of an apartment, right? So there's tons of value in utilizing a CRM and actually communicating and making your old leads new leads instantly, right? And you have such a higher ratio of converting and working with old clientele rather than new clientele in the first place, right? You don't even need to give them a lead magnet because they already know you, because you already helped them, right? So you don't even need a lead magnet for this tactic. Just save all of your leads and work every single day with the CRM, so that way you can release them and communicate with them a year from now and then make old leads new leads. So I hope you guys appreciated that. And if you don't know what a CRM is or how they work or how to set it up, that's why I sell an online coaching program where I hold your hand and show you A to Z every single step by step on how to kill it and win with apartment locating. If you're new to the industry or you're just starting off and you have a real estate license but you don't really know what to do, you might as well just become an apartment locator, because relatively speaking, it is the easiest thing to do to earn 6 figures your first year relative to everything else you can do, right? Like being a realtor traditionally, or a mortgage underwriter, or a loan originator, or an appraiser. Like relatively speaking, apartment locating is the easiest thing you can do your first year to actually net 6 figures at the end of the year. So if you want me to hold your hand and show you how to set all this stuff up, you know, as far, we talked about the lead magnet in this one video, but if you want me to help you actually understand more deeply what a CRM is and how to set it up and how to put code in there so it works every single time, then go ahead and check out my coaching program. I do this full time along with just being a real estate agent. So the link is below. Check out the webinar. It's going to add a lot of value for free. You can sign up right now. It's free. Check that out, or just skip to the link below and then check out what I have to offer, right? So thank you guys so much for your attention. And if you want to understand what a CRM is, since that's the last thing we talked about, for free, then just watch that YouTube video right there, right next to me, because I made a whole entire video on a CRM, right? So watch that video over there. But I hope you guys appreciated this video on how to generate leads organically through paid methods. The lead magnet is super, super powerful if you actually get it done and utilize it. So I hope you guys appreciated this and it added a lot of value. And I will see you on the next one. And I will end this video now with a whole bunch of testimonials of people telling you the same thing that I just told you. All right, guys, I'll see you later.
So I found Pierre on YouTube and he was talking about apartment locating. I had never heard of it before, and so he's literally the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing right now and loving my job. This is the best job I've ever had. The freedom that comes with it, I just absolutely love it.
So I found Pierre back in 2019 on YouTube. Didn't even know what apartment locating was, but I started using some of his strategies to create lead gen. And then in 2020, I took the leap, made the investment in myself, and got into his mastery student program. And my business has really skyrocketed. So I did a lease here recently, got paid 150% commission. That was a $3,600 payout, $3,500 payout, which was actually really, really sweet for nothing. Since then, I've used Pierre's strategies for paid advertising. It was definitely worth the investment.
I've been a part of the group for a few months, and I've never seen a place where brand new agents can come in and ask seasoned agents questions about locating. It's been super cool to have. I definitely wish I had a group like this whenever I was starting in real estate. But I think this group is really cool, and I think a lot of people can get a lot of insight from it.
I found out about apartment locating through Pierre's videos on YouTube, and I ended up purchasing his master class. His class really helped me start my business with more confidence, and I was able to generate leads and close deals from the beginning, which is amazing.